everyone, Tim Schofield here, and the Galaxy Z Fold 7 from Samsung just got announced, and this might be the biggest design change they've made in a while for the Fold lineup. Samsung also announced a couple other products that I have behind me, so subscribe so you're notified when those videos go live. Anyways, everything is up for pre-order already actually, and I have an extra $50 credit you can get if you pre-order through the link I will post in the description, and Samsung has some crazy trade-in deals. You can get a lot of money from your device for a Fold and Flip 7. All right, let's dive into it. The new Galaxy Z Fold 7. We'll take a quick look what comes in the box, and then of course get some hands-on. I'll put it next to the Fold 6 and some other devices. Let's get started. Here's the all-new thinner and lighter Galaxy Z Fold 7. Let's open it up. I have the blue shadow color that you'll get a quick look at there, but we're gonna take a look what else comes in the box. Inside, we've got our SIM ejection tool. Looks like we have our standard booklets, getting started guide, and a USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable. And onto what you came to see, that flagship folding phone. You can already see that this front display is a little bit wider, a different aspect ratio. Let's peel this off. It wasn't much of a peel, just the corners are peeled, so not quite as satisfying as usual. Folding it closed for the first time, let's turn our phone on, but check out how thin it really is. It's actually kind of crazy. We'll put it up against the previous Fold to show you the difference. But let's boot it up. Let's take a closer look at this hardware. That one half is about the size of a USB Type-C port. You also get microphones and a speaker. Moving along, on the right side here is that power button with embedded fingerprint scanner. Our volume rockers. Make note there is a bit of a camera bump for sure, which I'll talk about in just a second. And then up towards the top is more microphone, speaker, and our SIM card slot. But also make note, it does close completely flush with the sides of the screen. Finally, that hinge has a Samsung logo on it. Pretty subtle overall. Close look at that really cool blue color. It is my favorite one, and a triple camera system that got an update. They brought over their 200 megapixel wide angle lens. Great to see, will be very good for selfies. You have a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle lens and then a 10 megapixel telephoto camera, which zooms 3 times optically. And just so you can see it in action, I wanted to close this, and it will be completely flush as well. It really does feel like a regular phone in the hand. It's kind of crazy, but let's run through the startup process. I'll talk about anything that's noteworthy. You can set up face unlock, but we're gonna set up the fingerprint scanner. Oh man, check out how thin this phone is. There's not a lot of real estate on the sides here. It's kind of crazy. Let's hit register and just set our thumb down. Oh, this is a little different. I really don't even have to, I'm not even lifting it off, and I'm just kind of rolling my thumb around and it's registering. So I don't have to keep picking it up, dropping it down. I do find these hardware fingerprint scanners to be super accurate. You can add more if you'd like to. I've also never seen a test after registering, so that's all new too. Some further settings you have with fingerprint unlock, you can have it be always on with just the cover screen, just the main screen, or both. Gemini is your personal AI assistant on your Z Fold 7. A quick note about taking care of your phone, and we are all ready to go. And speaking of taking care of your phone, you're going to want to protect your brand new foldable. Big thanks to Spigen for sponsoring this video. Every year, Spigen continues to get better with the cases that they create for the Fold and Flip lineup. Their cases are ready to go day one with the Z Fold 7 launch. The phone is noticeably thinner, and the last thing you want to do is slap a bulky case on it, and Spigen kept that in mind with their case lineup. The Slim Armor Pro MagFit is a perfect example of that. This slim case is sleek, offers hinge protection, and also introduces SecuLink. With all the moving parts, you want your case to stay on, and SecuLink makes sure the fit is secure for added protection. The classic clear case, Spigen Ultra Hybrid Pro MagFit, shows off the Z Fold 7 color you bought and also adds SecuLink to make sure it won't fall off and still keeps things nice and slim. For that added protection, look no further than the Tough Armor Pro MagFit. Spigen even somehow reduced the size quite a bit. The redesigned hinge connects the front and back part of the case, keeping things secure. All of these cases include MagFit, which is huge. It gives you access to magnetic ecosystems, including Spigen's Qi 2 Cryo Max charger and the OM104 grip. The The Spigen Easy Fit Pro also protects that wider outside display, and it's simple to install. Just drop it in and pull the tab and your screen protector is good to go. Of course, they are compatible with Spigen's cases. Be sure to check out Spigen cases for your Galaxy Z Fold 7. All links in the description below. A first look at that 6.5-inch outside display, a 21:9 aspect ratio, so wider and more of a candy bar style feel to the phone. This is a dynamic AMOLED 2X display in 1080p resolution. It also goes up to 120 Hertz, so already it's looking very smooth. By the way, you can combine these screens out of the box. It looks like swipe from the upper left, notifications. Upper right is to get to those quick toggles, and you can toggle or swipe back and forth between them. And of course, opening it up gives you an 8-inch tablet-like experience. You can use it vertically or horizontally. This is a 20:18 aspect ratio, so pretty close, but not quite square. Also a dynamic AMOLED display at 2184 by 1968 resolution. Also going all the way up to 120 Hertz. It seems like it's enabled on both screens out of the box. Let's double check that in display settings. Motion smoothness is set to adaptive. You can bump it down to 60 Hertz if you'd like to save battery. So here it is next to the Z Fold 6. First of all, the biggest difference in that slimness, of course. It's actually crazy how much thinner they made the 7 compared to the 6. One more quick look from the hinge. I also want to point out I noticed that the power button protrudes out very slightly. It's not indented, whereas this power button was a little bit more flush on the 6. Honestly, when I hold it side by side, it doesn't quite seem like a lot of a difference, but when I put one on top of the other, you really see how much wider this phone actually is, and yes, it does make a difference. Typing is much less cramped and a lot more comfortable. You can also tell how much taller it is, not by a crazy amount, but definitely a little bit taller as well. Finally, I wanted to show the inside displays, so you do get a larger experience with the 7, and wanted to just show off the hinge difference. It's definitely better than it was on the 6. It's not completely gone, but it is less noticeable, and as you can see, I have to hit the light correctly, and I can feel it, but it's very slight. I'm sure some of you noticed they ditched that under display camera for a punch hole design because they wanted a better quality camera. So that is the trade-off. You get a better camera when it is unfolded, but you can sort of see it more. The punch hole you do get used to, but I did like the design and the under display camera, but yes, it's clearly better on the 7. Finally, just a quick side-by-side with the Galaxy S25 Ultra. I wanted to show it to you side by side. It's actually lighter than the Ultra is. Yeah, granted, you get an S Pen in the Ultra, but the Z Fold 7 is somehow a little bit lighter. Also, I want to point out that there is no pen support. So that is something that the 6 has that the 7 doesn't. Quickly testing that fingerprint scanner. It is very quick and accurate. No issues there. Again, just want to highlight how thin it really is when it is unfolded. Yes, that camera does protrude out a lot more because of how thin the actual phone is. Really nice that the 200 megapixel camera came to the Fold. Of course, you still get that ultra wide and up to 3 times optical zoom. In case you're wondering, you can zoom all the way up to 30 times digitally. One mode I really like is capture view to give a preview of the pictures that you've taken in real time. So that's really nice to have. Also, obviously, you can show that cover screen preview. So now that it's on, oh look, the person can see what you're doing, or of course you can frame up a selfie for yourself. Going into Pro video mode, you can shoot in log if you're interested, all the way up to 8K 30 frames per second or 4K 60 frames per second. So no 4K 120 on this phone. Definitely be sure to go follow me on Instagram. I'll post some pictures soon taken from these lenses. Galaxy AI is here, including their Now Brief that will give you contextual information throughout the day. Obviously, I just started this phone, so it's not really going to have any info yet, but maybe about how you slept, if you wear one of their watches, weather, your schedule, your calendar, and a lot more. And the perk of having this very large screen is, of course, all of the multitasking you can do. It's really great. You can just drag and drop apps wherever you want them to go, quickly swap between them, and it's all very fast and powerful. You can even switch it around And there you go, really cool. By the way, in case you want a different inside and outside display, you can just jump into settings and turn off cover screen mirroring. So you'll see it's on now. So basically your home screens are going to stay the same on the outside and inside displays. Anyways, that is everything from me for now on the brand new Galaxy Z Fold 7, their flagship foldable phone. Again, holding it in the hand, it's pretty light, especially considering this phone folds open into an 8-inch display. And again, really solid improvement to that aspect ratio on the front screen and how thin the phone actually is. Drop a comment, let me know what you think. A lot more content coming soon. Expect another video very soon on impressions of this phone, so be sure to subscribe so you're notified when that goes live. Again, all pre-orders will be linked down in the description. You get a lot of trade-in value, and that's really about everything. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up, and as always, thanks for watching.